wuchothεν.
Helvet nærmest snukkleimus ruuhullut pait hoajusat ninje hahatlaitsam. Mamaus elten. Het sotit hau hahatlait model. Ootko tässä liitosui. Taiti kasatuut.
Amseho, those who have gone before, have passed on to us today a great spiritual sense. I learned from my grandmother. Each morning you go outside to face the rising sun and cleanse your body and your mind so that it is clear for all that is to come with the day. It amazes me how much they understood about life and the natural world and all the interconnections. The ocean provided the food that sustained us in great numbers. One of the ways our people used to catch fish is called a wuchothɛn, or a fish trap.
All of the fish traps over at the viewpoint in Westview here, Pon Granny used to take us to show them. And every once in a while, when we were young, like 12, 13, 14, you could see fish down swimming along the edge. Because they were still working then, so that would be in the early 70s. They were still quite functional there. And you could see the eagles there and the cranes there with the smaller fish. There used to be a lot of cranes there all the time.
No, I was never involved or taught how they were built. I knew that they just showed us that they were there. Eh?
My granny we used to go over to Saya in their Blubber Bay. She started beating up on the mussel and what do you call it? Barnacles, eh? Beat it all up when the tide was coming back in. And she used to go set her net right around it. Perch, rockcod, and all that, come feed on it. And there she didn't have to go look anywhere else. I used to wonder why. I thought she used to be crazy. But he used to catch the fish like that easy.
Granny used to say as far back as she can remember that hole has been there. Everybody went to harvest herring there. So that fish trap still works really good, yeah. These are the Pacific white-sided dolphins. About 18 maybe. That was pretty amazing. And people went to save them.
Dat was the video going not teach mum source but it's not high. So watching not log it. So not business guy law not lapping. Not nest not god. Need you nest video. Kai come more service when most I Tla'amin was spare part on it get none on chin. At 12 them for near to teach mum. It na sauce but na kai. It hard it not log it though. Watching.
The fish traps in our territory span the entire coastline and can still be seen to this day. The age of the traps is unknown. It's obvious Tla'amin, Klahus, Comox, and Hamalko people had sophisticated knowledge and a high level of social organization in order to engineer and build these structures on such a large scale. This would point to a time when they would have sustained a large population, which would place them before the pandemics decimated the indigenous populations along the coast. Even though the construction of these traps remains somewhat of an enigma to us today, there is still knowledge as to how they were used, as you just heard in our stories. We don't know why our ancestors used the various geometric designs we see in the fish traps today. The different shapes would have served different purposes, and the traps would have been used to target different species of fish, crustaceans, clams, and other marine life. Our food sources have changed over time, and we have had to adapt to challenges such as restricted access to our territory and resources, and other impacts like overfishing, loss of habitat, and pollution. These fish traps are an important part of our heritage, a legacy left to us by our ancestors that we all need to protect and preserve.